straight away to cases. A 60-year-old man has been under my follow-up since 7 years. Vision has always been fluctuating between 618 and 612. He notices a blur whenever the SRF increases. He's undergone 22 anti-VEGF injections so far, which included all the anti-VEGF molecules except Avastin, the bevacizumab, because one injection of bevacizumab made the SRF worse, so we didn't consider. And he's undergone 2 PDTs, underwent ICG before the PDTs. But there was a persistent CNVM with a slow increase in the PED, which worsened in the last 1.5 years to 2 years. Height, number, and the SRF increased, and he never dried up in the last 7 years. So this is in 2013. You can make out that there's a large PED. There's a fundus fluorescein angiography. The ICG shows probably 2 polyps here. And this is almost the clinical picture which kind of persisted over the next following ICGs also, which I did before the PDTs. This is the right eye. FFA shows a window defect. There's ISOS defect corresponding to that area. I never had a problem in the right eye since 7 years. Fast forward to 2019. This is the clinical picture. And this is after my first injection of brolucizumab. So summarizing, this is in 2019 where he was taking ranibizumab. Then had 20, I had switched over to aflibercept because he was worsening. And 2020 December is when I gave my first injection of brolucizumab, and within 2 months he started to get a very good response. So I just want to show this in a form of a video where this is the baseline, and top you see the after 2 injections. So you can make out that the large PEDs, which were multilobulated, came down. The lake of SRF dried up very well. Persistence of the choroidal cleft and the sub-RP fluid and PEDs are still there, but they came down in height significantly. So this is the OCTA. You can see that the high flow vessels have started to straighten up. The majority of the arborizing vessels kind of went away and started to prune. So this is my second case. 72-year-old male has a parafoveal CNVM for a year. Probably a PCV, 6669 vision. He complains of a scotoma. And after 3 brolucizumab and 2 aflibercept, he didn't have a significant improvement. And this is after 2 injections of brolucizumab. As I said, none of my patients needed more than 2 consecutive injections as the loading doses. And I kind of quickly could go to Q8 or Q12. The intraretinal fluid came down, the hyperreflective dots went away. The PED at the PCV lesion also significantly came down. So this is the baseline OCTA picture. You can see the BNN here, which kind of started to come down. But with a gap, there was a slight recurrence of the high flow vessels that you can see. So my third case, I would like to skip. It's been described before by other speakers. Fourth case is a 75-year-old male. He had received 4 ranibizumab and 3 aflibercept before. And this I wanted to highlight within a gap of about 2 to 3 weeks. I started to notice a significant improvement in the SRF and the PED. This is after 1 injection itself. And the perception in terms of vision for the patient was extremely good. So across the entire CNVM complex and the SRF, it really goes away. So this is the OCTA, as you can see here. This is on recurrence for this patient. Subsequently, I have given 1 more injection of brolucizumab last week. You can see a polypoidal lesion here, and this is the BNN that we can see. And it will be interesting to see how this is going to behave. Fifth patient is a 72-year-old lady, has received 8 injections so far. Last ranibizumab injection was in January, and her complaint was that there was no vision improvement with the last 2 injections. So that's the reason why we switched to brolucizumab. You can make out that the SRF lake had really increased and the SHREM had increased. And this was taken about 18 days after the injection. You can make out the fluid really went away completely. And since February, this patient needed injection only in the month of June. So almost for the second injection itself, you could get a Q12 kind of a picture. My last case is a 89-year-old gentleman. He had a CNVM in the left eye. This was a PCV actually. He was treated successfully with ranibizumab. He came with decreased vision in the right eye, in fact, just 10 days ago. So I would like to show that, this was taken somewhere around the 12th, and I think the subsequent OCTA was done on 17th. This is the day, I think it was on 14th, if you can notice the date there. So the fluid, everything went away, but I would like to bring your attention to the OCTA. You can see the polypoidal lesion here and the BNN there. And this was taken after about 4 to 5 days, actually, maybe even 3 days. So you can make out that the polypoidal lesion completely regressed. We see only a small hollow around it, and the BNN also completely regressing. This response is as early as 3 to 4 days. So as of now, I am choosing chronic cases, but have started to treat treatment-naive patients, which I consider are tough. What I do differently is that I do a dilated fundus evaluation post-procedure around 1 week and at around 3 to 4 weeks for all my patients. This is something which I do, which I was not doing for my other anti-VEGF patients. So I see early response as early as few days, and even the changes on the OCTA as early as few days. We can notice reduced fluid in all the compartments like IRF, subretinal fluid, sub-RPE, and in all the OCT biomarkers. And of course, after Merlin, this is something that we have to keep in mind, whether the loading doses have to be mandatorily given. Intraocular inflammation and vasculitis have to be kept in mind. Thank you very much.